All right. So the first thing we're going to look at is not a KD clip, but a Eric July video because, good Lord, this guy. Did you know that? You know Eric July's company is apolitical? It's apolitical, guys.
Look at those duck lips.
That's he's gonna kiss you. Fuck her up, Buttercup.
Frog Spark, Texas. Yeah, that's where it takes place. Everything in Frog Spark. All right. The apolitical nature of the Rippaverse. This should be good. Press X to doubt. Yeah, Phil. Let's see what he has to say.
When I started this company, a lot of people assumed that I would use this company as a vehicle for my own individual. And though
But that was that flag.
The ANCAP.
Is that what it is? That was like
flag. It
Trinidad.
didn't stay on.
Well, because the background is blue, it ended up mixing in. Yeah, it's supposed to be yellow.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be yellow and what? Like yellow and black?
Yellow and black, yeah.
Black and yellow.
Don't you know it's his whole,
no, I don't.
Which is hilarious because Rippaverse, again, the colors, right?
I didn't know ANCAPs had a flag, to be honest.
ANCAPs
what
have
in
everything.
God's name? What the is with the background?
That's the ANCAP flag. Thanks for
flag.
waking up, Katie.
But the yellow blended with the blue and turned green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know 14-year-olds could have flags.
Oh, they even made memes about it back in the Gap, remember? Ancapistan?
Ancapistan. All right.
Politics. And though I can't entirely blame.
Also, he says that his comics aren't going to be, we're not showcases for his politics. Meanwhile, his comics literally have Texas seceding from the Union and being a libertarian. I won't say utopia because it's like $20 Q-tips, but still, it's a libertarian society.
And Gooding functioning as a libertarian firefighter.
Yeah, but no politics, guys. It's definitely not his politics.
Blame them for assuming this. It does show how unfamiliar people are with me. Politics has corrupted people's minds, and with the growth of social media, many people are consumed by it. So, because I'm a political commentator, perhaps some people.
What's that?
I'm saying like Eric July's audience, yeah.
Believe that, like other people, I'd be incapable of separating that from my work. But if you watch my commentary over the years on comics, you'd understand the issues that I've had with the main
left-wing ones.
Yeah, the issues you had, Black Lives Matter, putting left-wing politics. Your issues have always been about left-wing politics in the comics, not right-wing politics. Also, you can never, Eric, you're not good enough. I won't say ever, right? If you're a really good writer, you can definitely separate your politics. You can definitely write characters from other perspectives, from other points of views. A good writer can do that. You, however, Eric, are not a good writer. None of the characters sound like anything but Eric July. All your characters sound like you. They sound like what you would say. Like I hear your voice. So you're not separating your politics or yourself from the comics because you're shitty at what you're doing.
Mainstream in the first place. It wasn't that people had their own political opinions that differed from mine. It's because there was no balance and things were hyper political.
There was no balance. So your problem wasn't that they were putting left-wing politics. Your problem was that they just weren't putting an equal amount of right-wing politics. Because that would be a balance, right?
Honest to God, I would rather Eric July make a right-wing comic book, actually. I've been saying this.
Yeah, like that.
I think it's just bullshit. Look, watch his videos. He thinks you guys are dumb. He's like, oh, you're just going to take my word for it. You're not going to actually watch his videos. His problem is definitely the left-wing politics. Not, hey, we need to put equal amounts, or these are fine, just make sure that there's some right-wing ones to balance it. No, his problem is across the board. He doesn't want left-wing politics in the comics at all. He is definitely an anti-left-winger, an anti-liberal, anti-JW, however you want to phrase it. He's definitely been against the left and the left's version of things, okay? Which is fine. I'm the same way, right? Katie's the same way. Wizard,
Yep.
not so much. I think Wizard's gay, but
I'm
each his
a
own.
centrist. I'm a fence sitter. I'm a libertarian, right leaning centrist. That's what I call
Until
myself.
you get laid, you could possibly be gay.
It's true. No, I mean then I would be like a gay right
Wizard.
leaning guy.
I'm a classic liberal.
Galaxy says the problem is politics are ruining the story. I'm not 100% on that.
No, I
don't
mean
think
like
it's-
you can have something be very left wing and have a really good story. It's when you put politics over story, which I would argue Eric did. Just not necessarily the story in the books, or the politics outside the books. Not the politics in the books, the politics outside the books with fake culture war and himself and all that stuff. Like,
yeah. Galaxy Stranger says, yeah, but the modern left is so far left that they lost their minds. So that ideology is very unpalatable as compared to normal values, which used to not be conservative, but just normal. Well, I think that's a fair point.
The left
Yeah.
left the left. I'm the left that the left left.
Like I said, I think part of the problem is you could write a left-wing story, right? 100% left-wing and be interesting. Or you could write a left-wing story where they lecture you and they talk down like, you're the reason why there's pollution. Or like, oh no, bad white man. Don't you understand? Those illegal immigrants are the future of America and you should stop building a wall. And I'm like, wow, that's so retarded. Like,
yeah.
Size. They were beating the audience over the head. And my goal with the Rippaverse was not to simply make hyper-politicized content that reflected my own personal political views, though I know why some publications wanted to classify us.
Some publications, Fox News. I don't know what MRC TV
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
There's some random one he threw in there.
Can't put like JDA or something on there? Like,
yeah, what about all the sites that you use, JDAs, Bounding in the Comics, all those things. The Park Place.
The
anti-woke.
The YouTube thumbnails of your friends, like
I know why some publications wanted to classify.
He put non-woke, and then only one anti-woke from the New York Post. See, that's the left-wing one. That's why it's. I think he chose two that had non-woke. He's like, I need one that says not anti.
Us as anti-woke. We've made it clear that's not an accurate assessment. We are.
Did you make it clear when you went on Fox News with the little chyron going anti-woke comic creator Eric July to go? We would like to introduce anti-woke comic creator Eric July. Did you go actually Fox News guy? No, I'm the comics are just not political.
You know what? I was thinking? I have been talking a lot about this situation when it comes to him coming out doing this whole anti-woke thing with his comic and then flipping around and saying that he never did that. That's not what it was for or whatever. And now all of a sudden, here's a video about it. I just think it's weird, especially since I've been talking to Sly about it. Maybe I'll put on my tinfoil hat, but I think Eric's been listening to those conversations because why all of a sudden are you bringing this video now?
I think he usually does stuff like this when he's got campaigns out because I think maybe he feels like it will help the sales, even though we've said countless times that doing all this stuff only hurts him. To just be like, no, it's not anti-woke, and it's like, well, then it's woke, like, what are you trying to say? Like,
yeah, he's trying to appeal to the left-wing people. He's like, left-wing guys, you could buy my comics too. I swear it's not anti-woke. I swear it's not non-woke. Please. Buy my comics.
I want to meet an SJW that's like, yeah,
well,
let's do it.
How does his customers feel about that? How does some of his customers and backers feel about that?
A lot of them left. I feel like I feel like
Yeah,
now
a lot of them are walking out.
You have like the crazy ANCAP people still who are just ANCAP and that's their personality, but otherwise like Rippaverse is their personality at this point. And
he has his core
people who were conservative, like Comicsgate people left, after the first campaign. It sucked after the blow up with Comicsgate and Rippaverse. He loses those people more and more. and maybe the Saskas, the stuff coming about the Saskas, the Yivor coming out being, you know, kind of girl boss stuff. I think a lot of people gave up after that. So we'll see if they can pick up the pieces with their future books. But I feel like we're like a few campaigns away from him doing some big left wing thing publicly, like well, libertarianism is not specifically anti left wing, so I donated to this left wing campaign, you see, or we're doing a pride parade or something weird.
This is why he should have been upfront and honest from the beginning, because he's been putting up this front, you know, because like Blake said, you've been talking about it for years. You've been anti-woke, anti-left, everything. And then you put the book out, you're on Fox News and all these conservative programs. And then when you're confronted about, well, let's admit that your sales went up because you promoted this as an anti-woke comic book. Oh, no, I've never promoted it like that. Well, then why were you on those shows and doing all this stuff and saying all this shit for so long? I mean, that's the problem I'm having, is just he should have been straight up honest. Like, yeah, you know, I did it, but, you know, this is where my inspiration is from, but blah, blah, or something.
Would it be any surprise to any of you that Eric July hired 2 left-wing twins to be the lore keepers, the keepers of the lore, and perhaps their influence? You know, he wants to keep them. He wants to keep the Saska sisters, so he's like, "Yeah, don't worry, baby. We're apolitical at this company, right?" So that's my crazy conspiracy. I think
I think
Saskas have fucked the right wing right out of them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that I will say. I was gonna say that, not to be like, I'm hiding it so I can keep, you know, he's like, he's simping for him, you know, it's like he's whipped. Yeah. He's begging them, like, please sleep with me again.
Even all the other people he hired are a bunch of hipsters anyway.
I put the girl boss stuff in the book. I put I made the ANCAP Haven, you know, have overpriced Q-tips. I've done it all, please.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the Saska influence.
Like how over under on whether or not Blood Ruth does a BLM thing. Like she's gonna have a speech about like you
I can
people
agree
always
with that,
try to keep
Pony.
us down.
She's got a trans flag. Trans. What would Sturgis do? His head would explode.
Wolf, but we don't make content to spite people that differ from us ideologically. Your principles will assist you in navigating a story, but there's a difference between that and, again, beating the audience over the head. We are apolitical because I want this to be a fun environment for both employees and readers.
Didn't say sandbox.
Who cares? Okay, so first off, he said he wants it to be apolitical so it can be fun for both employees and readers. Eric, who gives a about your employees? Why would you need to be apolitical to make it fun for your employees, unless your employees have somehow caused a stink? You've hired left-wing employees who are like, no, wait a minute, Eric, this isn't good. You can't have this in your comic. You can't have this environment, right? Your fans are all right-leaning. So again, they don't want it apolitical either. They just don't want any left-wing shit in it, right? You could be as right-wing in the comic as you want.
If it was hyper right-wing, they'd be okay with it, yeah.
Employ and contract dozens of people, and they're all.
I saw this cursed thing. I want to meet like the guy on in the authoritarian left. I want to meet that person. Like they got a full-on socialist over there. Now Saska's be down more. They're more lib left. And then there's like a full-on monkey, return to monkey down there in the libertarian center there.
That's Eric. It's probably Eric.
Oh yeah, that's Eric.
But this one right here, like, how does this person here get along with this person here, and this one over here?
Yeah,
with that,
that one. There's a guy coming in the middle of authoritarian axis. That's the Nazi realm. Like that's you get that.
Like if you're here, like if all your employees are just right, whether they're authoritarian or libertarian right, but they're all right, okay, or if they're all left, but like some of these ideologies distinctly do not work together. You're just asking for trouble, right?
All over the political spectrum. All
hold on.
Employ and contract dozens of people, and they're all over the political.
You think he made him take the test? Like, take the test so we can put it on the
Probably.
thing, or did he just approximate? Because having someone put the monkey on there had to have been for a meme, or someone actually is a return to monkey guy.
Well, look,
Wait.
isn't it funny that he's got 2 people on the libertarian left and 2 people on the libertarian right, and he's got 2 people on the authoritarian right and 2 people on the authoritarian left, and then everyone else just seems to be on like a look. I got one guy on this axis and one guy on this axis. One guy on this axis and one guy. Look, we're completely equal.
Convenient, right?
Perfectly, but he needed someone in the pure centrist that just wants to grill, but perfectly balanced as all things should be.
It's like he's drawing a constellation with this shit.
No. But here's the thing: since he's let the Saska sisters in, and with this Yair comic, with it speaking a lot of girl boss and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, how farther are they going to go, Eric? I mean, are they going to eventually override? I mean, they really are good at convincing and manipulating a lot of people in your sphere. You don't think that they'll try to? Well, I would think like Chuck Dixon and Jim Bennett and Mike Barron would be like, see the red flag, but how long is it going to take, Eric, before they start influencing your whole company, and then eventually your shit is going to come out woke?
Well, here's the issue. You see the people over here in this section, in the left authoritarian, those people do not play nice with anyone else on this fucking map. The whole reason these are your SJWs. The whole reason that comic books suck is because they let some of these people in, and then these people slowly got rid of all these other people. Right? They push everyone else out. They make everyone else uncomfortable. They put
authoritarian left is your socialist, your communist. You know, you get your SJWs are more on the middle axis because they still are like left. Like it's debated on where SJWs kind of belong, but it's kind of universally to be center left. Because they still care about, like, some of them at least care about like the society problems and all that. But so you get there's someone that is where that's your so it'd be right there, but it would be further more like be like you're over there basically is usually what people put it. Usually just because some authoritarian left people don't want to claim SJWs and a lot of libertarian left people don't want to claim SJWs, so they're kind of like put them over there. Your center. Top center authoritarian is your Nazi is usually like where they meme. They put the Nazi there. And like I said, the bottom right is your return to monkey. That's when you're like, we just get rid of technology and go back to the woods. It's like that. Yeah. That's the meme for them. But yeah,
this is terrible. This guy's terrible. You don't. Okay, so here's the issue. Okay, the guy who works in the warehouse, he can be anywhere on. Doesn't matter. The guy delivering Rippaverse comics, he could be anywhere on the fucking map, right? The guy printing out your comics anywhere you want. The guy writing your comics should not be in over here. Should not be over here. I wouldn't put it over here or even over here, right? Keep them right around here. This is where I would say. But the Saska, this is definitely the Saska sister right here. Right?
Yeah.
They're the keepers of your lore. They're the ones who are going to inject their politics into your fucking comic.
Caro, right?
No, she's not.
Not forget Carol Brown. Yeah.
She's.
It depends. Like I said, it depends on who's the big socialist. Like who's got the socialist politics.
Either way, I don't think these are actually accurate. I think.
No, I don't think they are either. It's just funny. It's just funny to be like, and the colors are also all sorts of messed up, and that's triggering.
Are we gonna go to the Rippaverse website and try to match the hats? Like, okay, so this is obviously Eric. Like, so this is Brandon, Caro, Saska. These two are kind of close, so I'd say these are the Saskas, right?
I would say the other like that. Well, I think Axis one and one below Axis. Those two. I feel like that.
Either way, this is terrible, Eric. You're retarded. If you think that having your writers. Again, you could have your artist, the guy who draws your comic, he could be wherever you want because you're telling him what to draw, essentially, right? You can give them freedom, but they're still working within parameters.
Your script.
Yeah.
political spectrum. Our only rule is that you leave it at the door and do not let it interfere with business. Our position.
Man,
Only I can.
do you know how
only I
many
can do
companies say that? Guys, leave your politics at the door. That's never worked. I don't think in the history of forever, telling people to leave it at the door. Don't talk politics in the office, guys. That's verboten. Don't do that. Everyone does that. Eric, I can guarantee that if you had a party for 4th of July with your office employees, they were talking politics. When November rolls around, they're going to be talking politics. You have the benefit of not actually having offices where you have all these employees, right? You know, Mike Barron's, probably working from his house. Chuck Dixon's working from his home. The only people in the office are you, Brandon, Alex, and maybe Carol, right?
Position here has already been tested as there have been cancellation attempts on some of our employees because
that's not a cancellation attempt. Did you know your creative manager is out here calling queer people muggles and harassing them because they don't like the mid-ass wizard game? Eric, do you even know what cancellation means? Someone complaining about your employees is not a cancellation. Okay, it's not a cancellation attempt. It is going, hey, your employee is acting like a jackass. One of the things that Eric July and all of his, zeros from the FNT sphere always complain about is employees of a company insulting fans of the company or having political takes on Twitter, right? When the what the hell's his name? Mark Ruffalo goes on Twitter and goes, I hate Trump. All you guys throw a shit fit and you make 50 videos about it. Why the Incredible Hulk hates right-wing people and you don't go watch the new Incredible Hulk movie because Mark Ruffalo hates you, right? So why does it seem weird to you when someone goes, hey, your employees being a jackass on Twitter? You could go, hey, I don't give a my employees be jackasses, but don't act like it's some sort of cancellation attempt. It's exactly the same thing that you and your friends do every week.
They're as loud as you are. That's what's happening.
They have a political opinion. Some people may
says, hi, just wondering why someone whose Twitter bio list as operations manager for your company is targeting minority groups for abuse on social media. This guy saw a trans girl say she didn't like Jordan Peterson, so his response was to take a screenshot of her profile, use a highlighter to circle the fact that she is trans, and then upload that as a comment in an attempt to get people to target her for transphobic harassment. This is a terrible look for your company to have someone listed as a company employee performing hate crimes openly on social media. Again, this is not a targeted harassment. This is someone bringing something to your attention. You're the boss, right? Remember, you're supposed to be, this is a new Eric July. This is a moving differently Eric July. Yep. I'm more professional. If one of my guys, I love my guys. I love Finbar. I love TJ. I love them all. If one of my guys did something like that, right, I'd be like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Sure, you could believe that, right? Sure, you could think that's retarded to put pronouns in your bio, but don't go cause a ruckus on Twitter. At least put an alt account. At least get an alt account and then do it, right? Like, don't do it on the account that's linked to me, right? Don't bring trouble to my doorstep. That's what your employees are doing. They're bringing trouble to your doorstep.
Then again, Ripa Goalposts does the same thing. So
show, don't tell, Eric. Yeah. Again, look, I understand freedom of speech, but I also understand the idea that a company employees acting as company employees should act in a professional manner, right? You should not be getting, whether you're Coca-Cola, whether you're Blockbuster, a YouTube employee, Rippaverse, Marvel Comics, DC, Warner Brothers, whoever the are, you really shouldn't be getting into these petty little fights with people on Twitter, right? Like, I do it now, but eventually there will come a time when you're like, I just won't respond to people. Like, people will say terrible things to me, and I'll just be like, well, yeah, whatever, right? Like, I'm no longer in a position to respond. Definitely, if I worked at a company as a high profile, I'm the chief operating officer. Do you want the COO of McDonald's to be like, F you pronouns? Like, no, you'd be like, wow, that guy's a jackass. I'm not going to eat at McDonald's, right? Like, you don't want trouble. So I feel like I'm just
Make it make sense.
make it make sense.
May dislike. These efforts were obviously unsuccessful, and I've backed our employees. We let these guys.
I backed our employees being retarded.
He's got a lazy eye too, a little bit.
You think so?
At least in this shot, he does.
It's tiny eyebrows. Look at that.
Yeah, the Saskas are doing his eyebrows.
They should.
Guys be themselves, and because they don't have to fear being canceled, we get the best out of them.
Look at it.
I want
Look at
to
all these
make
people
sure
doing
this
gay
is a
ups on the
great.
internet. Look at this shit. Opening up their laptop.
Nice chain, Alex. Gaylord.
Yeah, look at that. Look at student
Oh.
of God over there.
I was gonna say, nice change, student of God.
Work environment. As for the customer's perspective, I want this to be about fun. I truly believe in the importance of escapism, and I want you to be able to nerd out and have that fun. Sure, the fandom will be protected from bad actors and those that wish to
Protecting the
infiltrate, but
sandbox.
people should expect that there will be fans from all over the world with different political views. It should not consume every aspect of your life. And if the Rippaverse
by
can provide
Sturgis.
a nice place to
What?
Protected by Sturgis, you see.
You should stay right here for like an hour or more, just so that Bianca
Look who it is.
should EFAP just this crowd of people.
Oh shit. Alex Stein.
Alex Stein's there. Prime time. Alex Stein.
just decompress and have some fun with others, I'll take that. We have no investors. I'm the sole owner of this company. So this is going to remain our approach. I reject this idea that everything is political because it makes political a meaningless term. It's nerd culture. People are going to argue about everything from who's the strongest to how they feel about the stories.
Yeah, and then you're gonna like be really mad when we criticize and go, man, I feel that these stories are shit.
That's a core tenet of it all. But everything doesn't have to devolve into some political grand scheme. Let's just have fun again.
That was a whole lot of nothing.
That logo being 3D makes it look like a knob now.
It's a 3D asset, bud.
It's 3D, bud.
I say it became a problem when he allowed those sisters in. It became a real problem. And then with this shower book, okay, Eric. I mean, I get what he's trying to say, but he's been putting up this front for so long of, I don't know, man. It's
Like,
just,
I guess it's just he's that concerned about being a hypocrite and being like, well, I can't put right-wing comics in it because then people call me a hypocrite. And it's like, yeah, but you'd make so much more money doing it, I think. Like, who cares? Let haters call you hypocrites. You'd be making millions. But you're losing it.
It would be nice to see a right-wing comic book. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It would be different.
Like if you would have had like a patriotic hero like Captain America and it's really right-wing and he's like punching an SJW like with a nose piercing or something, it'd be fun.
Well, we're reminded by Steven Alvarez for $2 big says, didn't Eric July get mad on X for power scaling questions? Yeah, someone asked him about the power scaling